Her words were, "You're just AI said. Then I'll write a temporary chapter. Write the end." Then I put up our a strange way to break up with someone, added pictures of her with a new person. Dima's turned into a war zone in hours. So I'm 32, and I like to plan. Or maybe I was ABI calendar. I mean, I have sheets for saves on everything: vacations, home. I thought my life would be full of projects. My 5-year girlfriend Rachel Wassa relationship, or a shared project, but it turned out I was just the one paying for the early stages of a military takeover last Tuesday. Everything fell apart for something wasn't right for months. You know the way the air in our room felt. It was full of these little things that you try to do. Was impossible to ignore her phone. She would get a text while lying down on the table, and her mouth would get this kind of touched, say things like "little smile, just work, going out with the girls more often, many times." But she'd come home smelling of kept a man's cologne that I didn't own. I told myself I was fearful. But I was wrong. I didn't want to be that guy. There was no secret where the truth came from. On an iPad that was shared. It was way dumber than that, and a lot less interesting. She'd being upset that her phone was running. I ran out of room. So I did what any good boyfriend would do. I would help her back it up to Minestop. It has a lot of space for files. She hooked up her phone to the import window. Shows up on the screen everything. Every picture, every video, it was there. Ready to be copied over. In the header. Right there. Their cord on an iPhone. It's not Sumovo for great security. It's just a can hide bad pictures in this folder? Not Askret life, but it was there full. And my hand began to shake. I have a hot, sick feeling all up my throat. I clicked it, and my world just broke down. There she was. She and Jack AI knew a guy who I had drinks with, a guy she always said was safe for her work husband. Picture after picture. There they met at a wine bar, and I told her about him. They were out hiking at that time, meant to take last month. And then the "what he's wearing to college" shirt, in what was clearly his, looked at him within her room. This expression of such a wild love, it made my stomach drop. It was I hadn't seen her look at me like that in AI. Haven't felt calm in a very long time. I didn't feel anything, just this screaming. I turned off her phone and just sat there. I have no idea why they were looking at the wall. How long did my heart keep beating fast against my ribs? I'm a planner, and my whole 5-year plan had just been shown to be a full lie. In an hour after that, she got home and left her keys in the bowl by the door. "Hi, my name is. What should we have for dinner? I'm really hungry." I just told her I couldn't even look at her. "You linked your phone to the computer." That was all it took. Her happy tone of her came back. I could watch her face cycle over and over. After doing a dozen sums, what did he find? "Check out how well he knows which lie it is," she said in a high voice. "I'm going to work." Strained. "Did you get the pictures backed up?" I looked up and saw the secret Rachel silence record. Complete and utter quiet. She didn't say that. It didn't even try on the mask. Her face didn't show shame as she dropped the ball. It was a deep irritation, like I had just made this huge inconvenience. It was a mess for her. Look, and she sighed and ran away. She said, running her hand through her hair. "It doesn't look that hard." My voice was flat as I said, "It's complicated." "Who do you think you've been sleeping with? Jack for months," she said, the sentence that made everything different for her. Looked at the furniture in our house. "We chose pictures from the wall. At the life I thought we were making," she said with a shrug. "We grew apart. Was fun, but you were never. I love you, and you'll always love me." Short-term chapter, a chapter, not a partner. Not someone she loved, short part that is meant to be filled the hole inside me, and put it away. Something cold began to fill me up. Something hard, a chapter. I did it again, yes. The words hurt like rocks in my mouth. It's over now. And that's when the IT wasn't a plan, but an idea, pure instinct for survival. If I were just a story she told, I was going to set the IT to be clear for everyone else. I didn't shake my voice, but they said I did. People should care if it's over. Even though my fingers hurt. I went to my laptop and opened up social news, and I could tell she was watching me. She had a small grin on her face. She thought I was being over the top. Began typing to all of our friends. "Andrichel and I have chosen to end our family after 5 years together. We're both getting ready for new parts of our lives." Then I added the twist. She in particular has already begun an interesting news story. So, to make things clear, here are a few shots from her new life. I sent them 3 things to wish them both the best. Not the worst picture, but the most getting angry. The wine bar shot. The hiker. Think about the selfie he took at his place. ELO, about 250 friends to see it. People in her family. My family, And our whole social group, I was on the fence for a second. I kept my finger on the this button, was it the point of no I heard her words again, and temporarily in my head, I clicked post. The phone was on the coffee table, buzzed. And then it buzzed again and again. After which it just started shaking a low, angry hum that doesn't stop sound like a hornet that was stuck Tuesday. We're still living in the same flat and the air here is Suits so full of hate that you could choke on it? And I see that this isn't over yet. Update 1. The digital boom was one what happened in real life Wasat, around 2 a.m. something else, at all that night. She walked right into my room. Her face was a mess, swollen, and red. She held her phone like a weapon. She yelled, "Take it down." The screen only showed a stream of notifications. "My mom is losing it, Mythboss, liked the post. Do you know what that means? I would have done what you did if I were you. If I had caved, the old me would have said sorry." "Don't talk to me," he said. I spoke in a low voice, "About what I've done." Low and steady, our friends and family, we all saw it. "This is the mess you made." I just put up the meeting minutes. She went straight for my laptop, but I stopped her. Took it away from her. There was no real fight, not this week, tense the moment before. She just fell to thigh, was crying on the floor about how bad I was. A cruel maniac. It was pure put on the classic abuser's case, when what you did can't be defended. You say bad things about the person who we really thought she'd exposed you. I thought she'd pack her bags and leave. She went straight to Jack's house and was gone by morning the next day. I felt this what a huge sense of relief there was. Until she came back in the door that night, pulling a bag behind her face was set in stone. But it turns out that the truth bomb hadn't just hit her. It had taken Jack out of what I put together. Dagar, in the future Jack's long term, was also lying to his girlfriend. Of course, got the letter from a friend. OAFA, friend that the rumor mill had work incredibly quickly and well, so I told him that Jack's life was also falling apart. Rachel, he needed space, so he threw her out. She had nowhere else to go. So this was the first big mistake in my plan to get payback, was that AYS now formally stuck with the person I hated most in the world. Right, AYA looked up our lease. And my name is primary. It seems like hers isn't as important as mine. Power, it didn't have tenancy law, is clear. I need to give her 30 days. Notice, 30 days written notice to leave. To printed the form and filled it out. She laughed when he gave it to her. I'm going to go 30 days fine with that raw, bitter sound. To make a living every second hell for you. And she really came out with her counterattack. I was telling my friends I was feeling unsure that the pictures were taken a long time ago, and I was punishing them with them for wanting to leave. And she was a few of her friends sent me all of these preachy books about buying bigger person. I didn't care about any of them. Andy began carefully cutting off our ties. I started a new bank account.